Hey guys, welcome back to Bad Anime Decisions. I'm your host Fuyu, back again for another figure unboxing and review. Joining us in the studio today is virtual singer YuNi. YuNi. Premiering exactly 3 years ago from the date of publishing this video, she has made quite a name for herself during her journey to become the world's top virtual singer. Even if you aren't too deep into the Vtuber rabbit hole, there's a good chance you've heard her beautiful singing voice in Kokoro na, the ED for Uzaki-chan wa Asobitai. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Her other original songs like Beautiful World and the recently released Kirai are also great. Oh god, Kirai is so good, I listen to that all the time. If covers are more your thing, she has you covered too. Her renditions of Platina and Paradise Lost sound almost like the original singers. Her cover of Loser is pretty fun too, and shows off her range. Oh wait, what was I doing? Oh right, figure review. This is the YuNi black dress version from NUVIS. I have never heard of them before, but after some digging, this is their only product as far as I can tell. In some sense, I guess this video will also be a review of them as a company. Immediately, YuNi's dynamic pose grabs a lot of attention. Her outstretched hand invites the audience in, while her light and airy steps create a fun atmosphere. The sense of movement is even more pronounced when you go to the side and see how far back she is actually leaning. However, this actiony pose does create a bit of an issue, which we'll get back to a little later. First, let's take a closer look at all of the little details. Let's start from the top with her head. Overall, the sculpt captures her signature look pretty well with her big eyes and wide open mouth. It looks pretty close to the real deal. With that said, I'm not sure if I'm just imagining it, but I think the right eye might be a little misaligned on our unit as the decal doesn't quite line up with the eye cavity, but it looks okay from a distance. I'm not sure how visible it is on camera, but as I was examining her close up, I noticed shininess to her lower mouth. She's wearing lip gloss! I was pretty excited when I first noticed it, so I had to check our other figures to see if we had anything similar, but I think this may be the first in our collection. Her hair is matte and doesn't have any obvious highlights painted on, instead going for a more subtle grading to a lighter tone. Her hair transitions to green towards the tips, which is more evident from the back view. While we are here, we can see that her ears are visible behind each of the ear pads, and the pads themselves are even connected by the headphone strap running beneath her hair. Her dress is relatively simple, but there are plenty of things to like. Just like the name implies, or outright says, the dress is mostly black, balanced with a touch of light green as part of the inner lining. There is a bit of pop wherever the green peeks out, and creates a cool effect in certain areas by casting a greenish shadow against her pale skin. Speaking of her skin, the sculpting on her upper back is wonderful. There's a nice level of detail here, like the sculpt of the shoulder blades, which adds a bit of interest in the area. You can also see how the straps put pressure on the skin. Going back to the dress itself, there's a nice texturing on the ruffles on the top part of the dress and on the skirt. Speaking of the skirt, YuNi's movements are captured nicely by the curvy molding of the dress. The translucent upper layer of the skirt is also great. The polka dots appear to be applied using a decal, which gives it a nice uniform look. Interestingly, I noticed the dots cast a shadow on the bottom side of the translucent skirt, creating a vaguely moire pattern. With that said, some of the extra dots are not shadows, and it looks like the decal accidentally got wrapped around to the backside in a few places. The ribbons around her waist look okay, but if we get close we'll see some mispainting on our unit. There are raised gold accents all over the dress, which look especially neat under the translucent skirt, creating a nice layering effect. Before we go any lower, let's go back to her arms. They are sculpted decently, but what really stands out are the thin glossy bracelets. Similarly, her green nails pop. The microphone she's holding in contrast is relatively plain and more utilitarian design-wise. There is some slight texturing and shine on the grills, but it's not as detailed as say the ones in these Prisma Klangfest figures which we reviewed previously. Link below. Going back down, let's take a peek under the skirt. Luckily, like any good idol, she is rocking some safety clothes to prevent any onstage accidents. They are pretty form-fitting so you can see the contours of her tummy and belly button. Going further down, we see her pale long legs, which look great contrast against her dark clothes. Not as great are the boots. They look mostly okay, but again, if you take a closer look, you can see that the straps are not properly connected to the back of the shoes. They really should be connected, or else it just looks like the strap snapped off during the performance or something. Now that we are down at the base, we can see that YuNi is only connected to it at her left boot. It certainly makes for a fairly clean look, but if we turn to the side, we can see it is very far from her center of gravity. There is a metal rod embedded in the attachment point for reinforcement, but it still makes me a little worried. The first time I put her in one of our display cases, I noticed the front of the base was not level with the surface of the glass. At first I thought the shelf was crooked or warped, but as you can see, even on a flat level surface, her weight is causing the base to flex back a bit. Can you hear that rocking? She'll probably be okay, but for now, I'll keep something heavy on the base to deal with the flex and keep her snuggled in the corner just in case. With that said, I love the design of the base itself. It's clear just like the pre-production version, but even better. They've added some green triangles to add more visual interest, but the real star is YuNi's giant signature at the center. Included as a bonus with this figure was an amiami exclusive acrylic strap. Chibi YuNi is really cute. When I look at this, I think of the Chibi YuNis that pop up during her cover of da 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 da.
I think it's at 5.
Wait, when I look at this, I think of the Chibi YuNis that pop up during her cover of da 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 Tenchi. In all honesty, I was undecided about getting this figure for a while. I love YuNi, but I also wanted to cut down on spending at the time. Ultimately, I decided I want to support my girl, and we all know how that ended. Such is the simp life. So was this a bad anime decision? There are unfortunately some issues, but at least they're not too evident from a distance. I'm not sure if they are specific to our particular unit or apply more broadly to the whole production line, but I hope NUVIS improves with any future releases. The price may not be in the super high-end range, but it's not exactly cheap either. Anyway, personally, I'm a lot more satisfied with this figure than I was initially expecting. The dynamic pose and that bright expression make it for me. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. What do you guys think of YuNi? Did you even know about her beforehand? And if you didn't, are you interested in her now? Leave your comments down below and let us know. And as always, anime was a mistake. Bye! Bye! Bye-bye!